Hello and welcome to Council Catch-Up here on WSTO TV. I'm Derek Westby, your host, and just a reminder, WSTO TV is on TDS Channel 981 in HD, Spectrum Channel 981, on Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV, and on your smartphone devices, as well as YouTube and Facebook. We're here to talk about the February 13th, 2024 council meeting, and I'm here with Mayor Swadley. Welcome.
Thank you.
So you guys had the call to order. Did anybody talk during the public comment period?
We do not have any public comments.
All right. And then under communications, there was a presentation on the population of Stoughton.
Yeah, so the last several years I've kind of done an update on our population here in Stoughton and Dane County, and it's really kind of a summary of where we started and where we're at now population-wise, what we can expect going forward in the future. I'll highlight some of the developments that we've been working on and how that will impact the city and the school district.
All right. And then after the consent agenda, there was no old business. So item number 7 was Resolution 13 of 2024, talking about the discontinuance of Ridge Street.
So Ridge Street is located down where we call Cooper's Causeway, and there's a business down there, IKI, and they're looking to sell the property down there. And we had a request to basically discontinue a road that kind of connects through their driveway and goes through the woods. And at about the same time, we had a request from council members to create a trail down there. So the property owners, as part of the sale, want to discontinue the road so they can create a new certified survey map and combine some lots to potentially develop that site. And in return of discontinuing the road, the city's looking at getting some land down by Cooper's Causeway so we can put in a trail or a sidewalk system for trail connection.
All right. And item number 8, Resolution 14, is the discontinuance of Chalet Court.
So Chalet Court is over off of Chalet Drive, not too far from Keeganza School. And we have a duplex that's going up there. And there was a cul-de-sac that was platted many years ago, and the road was never put in. And the developer there, instead of developing the lots that were platted along the cul-de-sac, would prefer just to build 3 duplexes along Chalet Court there and sell those. So the idea would be to vacate the road that was platted in order to accommodate the duplexes.
All right. And then Resolution 15 and Resolution 16 are kind of together, talking about the closure of the Landmarks Commission Fund.
Yeah, so in our budgeting process, Director Ellinger had discovered last year that one of the practices the city had been doing was basically unspent monies we were carrying over from year to year. And there is a statutory requirement to zero out your books at the end of the year. So any money that wasn't spent, we basically have to reapprove for the following year in order to carry it over. So we had some money from the Landmarks. They have a mini grant program to help businesses and people with historic preservation efforts on their properties. There's a mini grant process that they can go through to get funds to help them pay for their projects. And some of the funds had carried over from one year to another because of when the money was awarded and when the project was scheduled and ultimately completed, sometimes went into the next calendar year. So we really just wanted to recalibrate those funds and make them fully available. And then the Landmarks is going to kind of restructure their timetable for allocating those funds so we can try to keep as much of them in the same fiscal year as we can to minimize the amount of carryover that we would need going forward.
All right. And then item number 11 was a first reading of Ordinance 2 of 2024, talking about the repeal of 30-minute parking.
Yeah, so we've been going through our parking ordinances, and we discovered we had one for 30-minute parking for 3 locations downtown. 2 of the locations, actually, there is no signage, there's no need, and it's never been enforced. The third one is the 30-minute parking that was put into place in front of the former co-op building, and we just felt that if we repeal that ordinance, that would allow that parking space to become a 2-hour parking from 8 to 5, just like the rest of the parking stalls in that area.
All right. And then item number 12 is another first reading of I believe it's another parking
Yeah,
situation.
so we've been working with some developers that are looking to flip a commercial building into residential units on 211 South Water Street. And as part of their request, they would like us to be able to allow some tenant parking in the municipal lot and have designated spots, potentially on a lease program. We'd have to create an ordinance to allow that and then create a lease and have that approved by the city council. But one of the things we discovered when we were having that conversation is that on all of our downtown streets, we have no parking from 3 to 5 a.m. in the morning. So there's folks that live in the downtown in apartments that literally park in the municipal parking lot because they don't want to park on the street overnight and potentially get a citation from 3 to 5 in the morning, because the average person's not going to get up at 3 o'clock and move their car in the middle of the night. And we believe that the reason that was structured that way was to accommodate some snow plowing, leaf and brush pickup and those types of things. But with the alternate side parking during snow emergencies, we feel like that'll be a non-issue. So we wanted to use the Water Street parking as kind of our pilot to see if we eliminated the 3 to 5 o'clock a.m. parking, if it would create any unintended consequences. So that was on for a first reading, which means both those ordinances would come back to the next meeting for approval.
All right, and then item number 13 is to amend an occupancy agreement.
Yeah, so the city purchased some farmland just south of Racetrack Park, right next to the cemetery across from the Public Works Garage, so we could expand the parkland. And the homeowner that we purchased it from, we made an arrangement where we would give them a couple months to move out, and there's been a delay in moving, so the occupant requested a few weeks extension on that occupancy so the weather could warm up and they could get their goods and their belongings moved into another location.
All right, ordinance number 4, also a first reading, a general development plan for 1005 Stoughton Avenue.
Yeah, so Stoughton Avenue is a project of Habitat for Humanity. There used to be a 2-flat home that was a rental unit that burnt down a couple years ago, and Habitat has acquired that land, and they want to put side-by-side owner-occupied duplexes there as part of their sweat equity build projects, and they have to go through a general development plan in order to meet the setback requirements and the zoning ordinances, and this was the step to do that.
All right, and the last item on the agenda was a closed session for negotiating with STI Holdings. Is there anything you can talk about that yet? Or?
So yeah, basically what we're doing is we've been having ongoing conversations with Stoughton Trailers about the property they purchased and entering into a developer's agreement. And staff and city attorneys were really just providing the city council an update of the conversations that we had with STI since the last city council meeting.
All right. That's all we have for the February 13th, 2024 City Council meeting. We'll see you next time on Council Catch Up in a couple of weeks.